everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching and Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channels. This is the 17th, or I'm sorry, the 7th of February 1993 Wrestling Challenge Review, and we've got a good bit of these. We've got nearly 2,200 audios for your listening pleasure on a variety of topics, and old school, new school, all points in between. There are obviously people that like the new school wrestling stuff. That is not me. I'd rather watch stuff from a time that makes logical sense. But hey, that's not for everybody. Anyway, as we continue here, we're going to foray into more old school wrestling and keeping contrast with the new school stuff that. And again, this is the February 7th, 1993 edition of Wrestling Challenge. Again, Wrestling Challenge, a B-level show, kind of a filler show this particular week too, because they show a good deal of the majority of the Hacksaw Doug and Yokozuna bout from Superstars of Wrestling, including a special report also featuring the Giant Gonzalez confrontation with The Undertaker at the Royal Rumble. So not a lot of first run content. Also comments coming from Typhoon and Razor Ramon about their upcoming segment of a match or match of a segment, however you want to put it. That'll be the following week. Owen Hart and Koko Ware defeating Dale Wolf and Ken Johnson 157 when Owen pins Johnson following a missile drop kick from Koko as Owen held Johnson in the air. Kind of a elevated Rougeau Brothers sort of bombs away type maneuver. In any event, it's very clear that at that particular juncture and in that way, Owen and Koko High Energy was supposed to be a reasonably good run team. Of course, Owen and Neidhart had done the New Foundation thing in 91. Owen here basically runs with Koko for a good 6 or 8 months before his heel turn, where his career definitely takes off. They are wearing kind of MC Hammer basic pants and nothing really good there. Needless to say, Owen, does more of the technical wrestling, although the drop kick from Koko, a really big thing, and to think that Koko was there from 86 to 94, pretty big deal at the time. Also drop kick by Owen Hart and other basic maneuvers, belly to belly suplex, and other basic things. Owen Hart, a pretty big influencer at the time, and the elevated drop kick gets the victory for the team. As mentioned, The Undertaker and Giant Gonzalez go at it a little bit in the Royal Rumble 1993, just a few short weeks before. We then go to another newcomer, Damien Demento, who, if you haven't seen some of his very unique YouTube videos over the years and his paranoia about never being allowed to be anything other than an enhancement talent, just a fun watch if you're into people that lost their mind or playing like they've lost their mind anyway. Damien Demento, for those unfamiliar who weren't around at the time, kind of a guy who is acting demented, acting mentally unstable. He goes at it with Bobby Pierce and gets a 90-second squash match here. Nothing necessarily to write home about. Some body slams, arm ringers, and the like, and eventually gets a win with a knee drop. Demento, who was previously known in the IWCCW run as Mondo Clean, pretty big deal there. Shawn Michaels has an upcoming series of house show matches with the Big Boss Man here at the time, and Michaels also wants to go at it with Jannetty. Also, there is an upcoming house show match that includes Kemshi and Kamala. Kemshi most likely and continually played by the Brooklyn Brawler Steve Lombardi at the time. Hype for the upcoming Hacksaw Duggan and Yokozuna match from Superstars, which they give about 10 minutes to. Match so big that they ran it on both of the syndicated programs. I actually think they also showed highlights of it on at least one of the cable programs at the time All-American or Raw or something like that. Of course, Duggan carried out after several bonsai splashes from Yokozuna. Duggan is also covered in the American flag. The flag allowed to touch the ring, and many people considered it disgraceful at the time. An Ico Pro commercial with Bret Hart is up next, and then we see Virgil in an enhancement match. Virgil certainly has regenerated himself as an online character, as it were, as of late. Anyway, Virgil with deep arm drags, fireman's carry takeovers, and a couple of drop kicks. Virgil, of course, your former or $1 million champion, rather, not Intercontinental champion. Heck no. Anyway, Virgil defeating Tommy Knight 140 with a side Russian leg sweep, and during the match, he does an insert promo about the recent Headlock on Hunger deal from MSG, basically trying to get everyone hyped about making a difference for the world. I've always kind of thought charitable contributions to countries, little controversial there. Anyway, inverted atomic drop by Virgil, and a second rope on the inside bulldog, and then the Russian leg sweep, or the clothesline. Then the Russian leg sweep, and Virgil gets the victory and goes on his merry way. Head Shrinkers, Fatu and Samu come out with Afa next with bamboo sticks, back before they were used as kendo sticks in every match that WWE wants to fill time with. This particular enhancement match, Samu and Fatu, who look very young. Yes, Fatu, eventually Rikishi Fatu, but that's years away from here. Head Shrinkers with Afa defeating Jim Brunzell and Gary Jackson. Jim Brunzell, of course, one of the High Flyers, one of the Killer Bees, and he's still here till around late 93, early 94. Head Shrinkers doing a bunch of punch kick and back kick and basic stuff. Pretty simple, pretty consistent. Anyway, we move into, after the top rope splash there, then we move into a Razor Ramon match. Razor Ramon, of course, early 93. Still a heel, has not turned, doesn't turn till sometime around summertime. But anyway, Hall in his match here, pretty dominant over his enhancement talent opponent, which happens to be Rudy Boy Gonzalez, a.k.a. the trainer at Shawn Michaels Wrestling Academy years later. Hall hits a bunch of chops, choke slam, and a hip toss, and eventually hits the sack slam overhead, kind of the fall-away slam, release, and then the Razor's Edge. Obviously, he is successful, hyping Raw, and The Undertaker is encouraging everyone to come out. The Undertaker has risen after the nature of the confrontation with the Giant Gonzalez, Undertaker, and Yokozuna going at it all the way back to early 93. Did not realize they went back that far as adversaries, and then we kind of go into closing after the Event Center. Here, the Event Center hypes us also for a Shawn Michaels Big Boss Man match at the local Nassau Coliseum show on the 26th of February. We'll be back with more right after this.